Highness, Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chief Globalization Officer, Executive Vice President of Cisco Services, Cisco, Wim Elfrink.
Your Royal Highness, Your Highnesses, Excellencies and distinguished guests, I'm delighted to welcome you to the inaugural Cisco Networkers in the Middle East, at the home of Formula One in the region, the Bahrain International Circuit. Your Royal Highness, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al-Khalifa, Crown Prince and Chairman of the Economic Development Board, sincere thanks for your patronage of our special event, and we are honored to have you in attendance today at your prestigious opening ceremony. We are delighted that you're able to join us in Bahrain to truly experience that knowledge is power, and to see where collaboration and innovation will take us all in the future. My fellow engineers, my friends, CCIEs, business partners, welcome. During the press conference, there were a lot of people who were asking, why do you have networkers here in the Middle East? Why in this region? And let me give you a clue on that. If you look at the world from a globalization point of view, the world is changing. And I'm going to overload you with my first slide with some facts. If you see what is going on in the world is changing. The world is not homogeneous anymore. If you look at the demographic shifts that we will see over the next decades, it's staggering. To give you some numbers, part of the world is aging. If you look at it, the aging side, the world currently has 7% people who are 65 years and older. In the next 3 decades, that is going to change to 20%. The US, aging. China, due to the one policy, child policy, is aging. And if you look at countries like Germany, in 2015, we predict that more than 30% of the population is 65 years and older. To maintain standard of living, that will need a productivity improvement of at least 5% per year. If you look beyond, if you look at most countries in Europe, the population is shrinking. And what you see is that, again, if I may give my example of Germany, aging, 30% of the people older than 65, and then next to that, decreasing. So you need at least a productivity improvement of 5 to 8% to maintain standard of living. And then, and that's why we are here, we have the world that is getting younger. The world in the next 3 decades will grow from 6 billion people to 9 million people. And where is the growth? Where are the countries that are still getting younger? That's the Middle East, that's Africa, that is emerging countries in general. So, demographically, hypergrowth. And you know what happens? When populations become younger, you will see innovation. You will see new business models. You will see a lot of new thinking. So if I cluster these demographics in 4 megatrends, then you can talk about the world. The developing world is aging and shrinking. The population growth is taking place increasingly in emerging countries. The economic power is shifting, and the world is rebalancing. We already know that the GDP of developing countries is bigger than the GDP of emerging countries. And the world is going to urbanize. At the moment, the world average, 50% of world population lives in cities. That is moving to 60%. A country like Brazil, it's already 80%. In India, it's only 30%. So there will be an enormous move of people. So in general, out of these 4 mega trends, you can conclude that the strategic economic policies of the 20th century are obsolete, and it's time to find new ones. So this is not just a problem, of course, for the private sector. The public sector has to take the lead, and the private and the public sector have to work closely together in public-private partnerships. What we expect from the public sector is, of course, investment in education. Infrastructure, not just roads and harbors, but also the new way type of infrastructures like broadband, the electronic infrastructure. Innovation, clusters, collaboration, so in general, a supportive government. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why we are here in Bahrain. And I want to salute the government of Bahrain for their Vision 2030, based on sustainability, competitiveness, and fairness. That are the type of breakthroughs, that are the type of plans that we need to join together. So, we have networkers here today. A new decade, we are going to approach problems together with public-private partnerships, visionary government, and of course, technology. That's why we have here almost 3,000 engineers with us, business leaders, partners, who are all looking forward to change these challenges in opportunities. So let me give you one example. If we really start thinking visionary, and we try to think 10 years out, 20 years out, we can talk about the future of education. We can talk about the future of transport. We can talk about the future of healthcare. Let's take the future of work. The future of work can dramatically change if we embrace the concept of technology. Mobility is going to be one of the key factors. I already say to my employees, I'm globally responsible, don't commute to compute. I don't go to my work to work. I go to my work to meet customers. I go to work to meet my colleagues. I can work from my hotel, I can work from home, I'm virtually connected. If more people would say, don't commute to compute, we will need less roads. We can look differently in how we energize consumption and how we consume energy. The second big megatrend, the young generation, they will change the nature of work. I have a son of 13 years old. If he has a new gadget, I always ask, where's the manual? And then he looks at me, you know, and you see something in his eye, a manual. You only use a manual in case